Throughout his life, Joseph Smith testified that he translated the Book of Mormon by the gift and power of God. Yet since its publication in 1830, many have rejected this claim. Early critics often pointed to what they saw as the book's poor literary quality as grounds for disbelief. It was seen as the creation of an amateur author. Yet over time, as people began to study the text more carefully, it became clear that the Book of Mormon is far more complex and sophisticated than most had ever imagined. This can be demonstrated on so many different levels. The text has over 200 named characters, over 150 named locations, 3 overlapping calendars, and a consistent measurement system. The book also contains distinct writing styles, legal cases, realistic battles, literary genres, flashbacks, and doctrinal discourses. Additionally, the Book of Mormon includes fulfilled prophecies and hundreds of proposed intertextual relationships and Hebrew literary elements. Amazingly, these and other features are intricately woven together into a coherent narrative which is essentially free from error. For instance, the Book of Mormon has over 600 passages of geographic relevance scattered throughout its pages. Yet virtually every city, land, body of water, hill, or region maintains a consistent relationship with other geographic features. Trying to keep track of the various sets of plates, their transmission over time, and how they're all tied together can be a daunting task. Yet the source texts of the Book of Mormon have been masterfully abridged into a unified record. As for chronology, all the dates are in the correct sequence and are consistent with one another. This is true even when calendars overlap or when flashbacks interrupt the narrative. For instance, Alma 17 through 27 contains a flashback within a flashback. This allows readers to view the destruction of Ammonihah from 2 different perspectives. Yet when the digression is complete, the separate accounts converge seamlessly into the original storyline, picking right back up with the correct year. Alma 11 contains a developed system of weights and measures. Not only does it have parallels to ancient Mesopotamian and Egyptian systems, but its units of exchange are surprisingly practical. Perhaps most impressive of all are the Book of Mormon's variety and quantity of Hebraisms, or features typical of the ancient Hebrew literary tradition and culture. For instance, the entire chapter of Alma 36 is a unified chiasm, which introduces 17 key concepts and then repeats them in reverse order. Another poetic structure called gradation repeats successive ideas until they reach a climactic conclusion. Overall, dozens of poetic, grammatical, or literary Hebraisms have been identified in the Book of Mormon. Many show up in the dozens, and some, like chiasmus, show up in the hundreds. This brief sampling can hardly convey the full depth and breadth of the Book of Mormon's complexity, but hopefully it's enough to show that it's anything but dull or unrefined. As one scholar noted, the intricate structure and detailed complexity of the Book of Mormon seem far better explained as the work of several ancient writers using various written sources over the space of centuries than exploding suddenly from the mind of a barely educated manual laborer on the American frontier. Joseph Smith dictated the book's nearly 270,000 words over the course of 65 working days. He did this in the presence of multiple witnesses and scribes, without relying on any notes or books to aid his memory. We also know from the original manuscript that the text didn't undergo any major changes or edits. This means that the first draft was essentially a final draft. When the Book of Mormon's translation is viewed in light of these circumstances, its complexity, consistency, and sophistication provide excellent evidence that it's truly a modern-day miracle, or as the Book of Mormon itself puts it, a marvelous work and a wonder.